Welcome to Main Street TV. I'm your host, Greg Scher, with September's Main Street Salute. They're among the most feared special forces in the world. Of course, I'm talking about Navy SEALs. And joining us right now is September's honoree, Ray Kashkar. He's a former Navy SEAL. He was that for 12 years. Ray, thanks for being with us on Main Street TV.
Thank you, sir, for having me. It's an honor.
What inspired you to be in the military and to be a Navy SEAL?
Well, my original inspiration for joining the military is I was a young, troubled teen who was getting in trouble, and there was two paths to take: jail or the military. But then once I got into the military, I started doing some research because I was looking for a challenge. I asked the recruiter, "What is a Navy SEAL?" And he goes, "It's the toughest training on the planet, the toughest men in the world, and literally they have more than a 90% attrition rate." And I said, "That's for me."
There were some 138 people in your class. Only 16 originals got through there. You were one of them. How did you manage to make it through?
It's as simple as this. It's about knowing your why. And then I do a visualization drill where I just literally look in the mirror, I take the word quitter, and I put it across my face. For the rest of my life, I would have to tell every single person that I quit. That's what got me through.
What was the hardest moment of BUD training? I know it's a 6-month ordeal. Do you remember a moment there where you really had to dig as deep as you possibly could to get through it?
Yeah, yes, sir. And that was the underwater 50-meter breath hold. I can't lie, I was scared shitless. I was watching people pass out, black out. My turn to go. I went, I failed the first time. They get you out of the water and they literally just go, do it again. And it was, sometimes you have to step up or step off. And it was one of those gut checks. And, here I am, obviously, the result to it. But once you accomplish something like that in your life, the mindset that you have is I can do anything. And that was one of the pinnacle moments of my life when I said, nothing can stop me.
Being able to maneuver in the water as a Navy SEAL, it's everything. Can you tell us about that and when you first realized you were a gifted swimmer?
Well, let me start with the last question first. I'm not a gifted swimmer. I work my butt off every day to be the best swimmer I can. But what's so crucial about being underwater and being stealthy is it's our bread and butter. Undetected is how you need to get through life. You need to be successful. And I don't think that just pertains in battle, but in life. You need to stay under the water, off the radar, and accomplish greatness. And that's what I do. I take it from the battlefield to the business field to the home field. But I'm not a great swimmer.
You're a 100% disabled veteran. You were blown up in Mosul, Iraq. Take us back to that moment.
A young kid working for one of the government agencies, putting some ammo in the door of a car. I was being instructed on what to do by one of the leaders of the team, who was a SEAL Team 6 operator. Next thing we know, incoming mortar fire. I got blown up, teeth were knocked out. I'm laying in a pool of blood, can't hear anything, gather my teeth. I can't get up. Obviously, you leave no man behind. He came and got me. As we were getting off the X, as we were getting out of that impact zone, we got hit again. It was one of the most traumatic / inspirational days of my life because I tell people you can't kill me mentally. That's why I stay in the game.
You were a Navy SEAL from 1995 to 2004. Obviously, that was a historic period of time for this country. The biggest bloodshed as it relates to 9/11 on U.S. soil. What do you recall about that day and the days after that?
And I had to head up to the Pentagon to provide outer security. Definitely as a Navy SEAL, I was angry, but I felt helpless for the brave men and women who lost their lives, sacrificing the firemen who charged into the buildings, the real heroes. And it's a day that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
After that, you would go to the Middle East to help protect our freedom. I know that you've got some good friends on SEAL Team 6. That is the unit that was able to dispatch of Osama bin Laden. What can you tell us about all that?
So obviously our job was, we were hunting for him. Later in life, my very good friend Rob O'Neill is the one who took the shot. I called him and was like, what was that like? And he did that for all the great Americans who sacrificed.
I want to talk to you about Zero Dark 30 and the games that are played from the air down to the ground. Describe what does that mean to you, and how do you use geo-tracking to target the enemy?
So what they do is the plane, when it's above, you need certain applications to be able to track human beings, because that's what a geolocator does. That's how we got Osama bin Laden. He created an electronic footprint due to his phone. So what we do is when we go in the air, we create a fake cell phone tower in that POL, that pattern of life where we think that individual is going to be, right? That tango, that bad guy. And what we're going to do is we're going to track them. And what happens is we'll have someone in the air and then someone in the car with a group of individuals. And our job is when they send us signals down, it tracks it. So think of it like a magnetic detector, right? It's going to track that impulse that phone's putting off. And once we get close, we do what's called VDO. We vehicle dismount. We go get the bad guy. We use their phone against them.
You've said that everyone has the ability to be a Navy SEAL. What do you mean by that?
I mean, everybody, if they want it bad enough, if they have their why, they can do it. Every day, you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to give up. You're going to be in more pain, mental, physical, emotional, social, spiritual pain than you've ever realized. To be a Navy SEAL, it starts from the internal. You have to have that faith, that mentality, that mindset that nothing and no one can hurt me. You are an unstoppable force.
Ray, I know that you endured the most tragic of challenges when you were a young man. 11 years old, your father was murdered. How did that shape the man you came to be?
You know, I don't get into religion, but I think somewhere someone was testing me to see what I would do. And there's two options. You know, you can do the right thing or the wrong thing. The wrong thing is what I initially started doing, getting into drugs, getting into trouble, until I did a self-reflection drill at 19 and realized I was turning into the man that was murdered, a womanizer, a brawler, a drinker, a guy that was using drugs. And right then and there, that's one of the first, what I call gut checks in my life, those pinnacle moments where I said, now is the time to change me. And that's what I did. So my father being murdered and the abusive relationship that I had as a child is what made me into the man that I am. I have no regrets, none.
Ray, I want to transition into your transition into civilian life. How difficult was that? And taking on the role that you have as mentor and coach?
There was a 6-month transitional period where it was very difficult because 54% of Americans have a positive attitude with their job, 46 don't. I've never had a negative attitude about my job. So there was that transitional period where for a time I was thinking about changing who I was, but then I said, no, I'm going to use this to even shine more. And that's what's helped me launch, the successful coaching is instead of changing with the times is I remained the same savage warrior that I was. But all I did was I polished it to whoever my audience is, to make my mission, which the mission is success, become a reality.
So how do you become the best? How do you recommend people that can't get to the next level embrace the hurdles and somehow get over them?
Well, I believe, and I have this tattooed on my hand, if you can see it, I have the hand of time and I have 4 F-bombs. And it breaks down to this: family, fitness, finance, and faith. My 4 F-bombs is success. And I put family at the top and I put faith at the bottom. And this is what I'm going to tell you. Faith is the foundation of everything. Faith is not religion. If you want to be successful, it starts with you. You have to believe in yourself. Every day, it's about programming yourself. I'll prove this to you. What do you do before you cross the street? Tell me.
I look both ways.
You look both ways. Were you hit by a car as a child?
I was not.
No, sir, you weren't. You were programmed by people that you looked up to. Well, this is what I do. I reprogram people. I go in and reverse engineer everything that you were taught to teach you things were better. People always talk about stacking the W's, wins. And then what do most people think this is? If there's a win, what's the L?
It's a loss.
It's not a loss. It's a lesson learned. I don't lose because I don't quit. And I won't quit because I'm not a quitter. Will I fail? Yes. But I refuse to quit. I have never quitted anything in my life, nor will I ever. And that's why I am so successful. And that's what people need to do. They need to start with the faith. Believe in yourself. Get up every morning like you won the lottery and attack life.
What a powerful segment this was, Ray. Thank you so much for your time and for your service.
Thank you for having me, sir. The honor was mine.
You've been watching Main Street TV in our September Main Street Salute. I'm your host, Greg Scher. We'll see you again next time.